And hello, my name is Mark Miller of Improve Our World, here improving our world, one person, one family at a time. So I'm bringing a new product to the market, and it's a hit. It really is a hit. It's ability and habit improving technology. And it's designed to help you change anything about yourself faster than ever before in history. 3, 4, 5 times faster than anything on the market is my claim. And if you give it a whirl, you'll be one of the first ones to see how fast can you change something you want to change in your life. Now, this technology works on 7 elements. And the first one is knowledge. So, and the essence of knowledge is based on these 3 simple truths. These truths are principles, and basically they're sciences or groups of sciences that apply to daily life. It's got to apply to, if it doesn't apply to your and my daily life every day, and it only applies to that, then it's not relevant. It's not what are these 3 core truths. And these 3 core truths, they explain everything. They explain happiness. They explain sadness and anger and hate. They explain health and disease or lack of health. Excited? Now, also, what they do is they inspire you to want to shine, right? And if you think about it, our self-esteem, which really is a scientific name that defines what we think about ourselves, right? What do we believe and perceive about ourselves? And when it is an esteem, which is positive, right? It's another word for self-image and what we think about ourselves. So if we think that we're a wonderful person, we're going to have a lot of happiness. Contrary, if we think, we're not a very good person for whatever reason, our happiness is not going to be as high, as good, right? And so what you want to do is realize that if you can be inspired to become the best version of you possibly can, because you work at it every day. I mean, you're always thinking about, I want to get better. I want to be happier. I want to feel better. I want to be healthier. I want to be a better dad. I want to be a better mom. I want to be a better brother, sister. I want to be a better this or that, whatever it is. When you have a clear desire, it's a burning desire inside of your head, your heart, and you're always wanting to do the best you can. Your happiness is going to go through the roof. And of course, when you apply the 7 elements in 19 steps, which I discovered in 2013, finishing the patent, you'll be able to change, you'll be able to learn faster. If you want to get better at something like playing basketball or teaching kids or being a carpenter or being a doctor or lawyer or attorney or whatever, if you apply the 19 steps, then you have the example of the high performance available for you to see and imitate. You use this technology and you're going to be able to change your life faster than ever before in history. So let's take a look at the 3 truths. All right, and now there are the 3 truths. The first perspective, the second perspective, the third perspective. Now, I said 3 truths, but to understand life, and that's what I do, I teach you, I share with you. I believe if you listen to me for 30 minutes to an hour, you'll understand so much, and you're going to hear the best part here in this session right here. So when you think about truth, you hear that all over today. You look at a news channel, they say the truth, the truth, the truth. Well, are these guys really telling us the truth? I don't know. Half of them aren't, because those 2 people, the news medias, right? They're communicating news to you. One of them says something and then somebody else says exactly the opposite. So one of them's lying. Now, I'd like to have the government find out whichever one's lying and let everybody know these guys are lying to you, because we want to unite America. Okay, a little patriotism. Sorry about that. So when you think about a truth, perspective, what's a perspective? A perspective is a point of view of looking at something, like you're watching a movie or you're watching something happening in your room or living room or backyard or front yard or wherever. right? You have a point of view, you have a perspective. You can see it from the side, maybe from up, or maybe like at a football game and you can zoom around it, right? So the perspective is how we understand life. You want to have a perspective to look at what's happening in daily life, and through observing it over and over again, and verifying that what you're observing is true, boom, at that point you understand. At that point, you don't need anybody else to explain it to you. And if you've looked enough, if your perspective has contemplated and focused and looked and studied enough, if they say something contrary to it, you're going to go, no, I don't think so. And you'll know. I mean, you'll know because you looked at it in your imagination and you went out into the world and you verified and you said, this is the truth, right? And that's what these perspectives will give you. So now, if you think about the most macro statement, and you might be reading the sentences before I say them, huh? But if you look at the first one, see, there's sciences. Sciences are great. Science is nothing more than somebody goes out and they study something and then they do a test and they make a note of it, right? And somebody else comes along and, and they do a test and they come up with the same results. Somebody else comes along and every single person in anywhere that runs that test gets the same results. That's called scientific law, right? Theory is when you can't prove it, right? So, and a lot of things we can't prove, right? We can't prove how old the universe is. We can speculate, but whether it's 10,000 years or 13 billion, it might be 132 billion, and we just can't see past the image of the lights out in space and stuff, right? Crazy stuff. But if you want to have an accurate perspective to get the truth about your daily life, to understand pain and pleasure and happiness or sadness and hate and anger, the most macro thing, the most encompassing statement is right there in those words. We are social and biological living organisms coexisting in social economic habitats. So just say that. See if you can turn your eyes away, pause the tape, and see if you can say that thought. And do you know what social means and biological? Do you know what a living organism is? A very precise thing now. A living organism is something that has boundaries, right? It's not all over the place. It's in one singular place. It has a start, and inside it is an organism, right? It consumes food from the outside, burns the fuel, and expels it. Same thing we do, right? And every organism that's alive, trees, plants, right? They don't move around, but they're alive, right? People, cats, dogs, tigers, whales, everything, birds. And they all do the same thing. A living organism lives in time and space, right? Comes up to a resource, food, nutrition, takes in the nutrition, processes it, the metabolic process, photosynthesis inside a plant, right? They they consume the fuel, they extract the nutrition, they add it to their body, and they expel it out the back. Poop and pee, right? A lot of stuff, you can find out a lot by studying your poop. Well, what are you saying? Anyway, but that living organism is key to understand your life. Don't be mystified when somebody starts saying a bunch of big words and doctor this and doctor that, and you don't know what the hell he's talking about. This is simple truth. You're a living organism, and you consume food. You process that food, and you expel the remains. That process is always going to tell you whether you're healthy or not. Nothing else. That single thing, living organism. And now, of course, we're biological instead of a plant, right? Social is big. Social is big. We're people. We're not born and then our mom leaves us and then we just get along, right? No, we have to be taught for decades, right? 20 years, 15 if you leave home early. That's a tough life, right? And so we learn from interacting with people. How effectively we interact with people is something you can get exceptionally good at. You can get amazing at it. but just practice. Just observe somebody that does it really, really well. Imagine you doing it, and then go out and do it. Oh, I'm in Vegas next week, right? How about that? My nose itches. All right. Now watch this. You're a social and biological living organism. We know what a living organism is. We know social and biological, right? Our body. We're social, being other people. But the last thing to encompass all of what? Time and space. Time and space. How do you understand life? Well, to understand life, you have to understand every part of time and space that affects your life. Time and space. And time and space is the end of it, right? There's nothing beyond time and space. That's the end of that picture. There's nothing beyond it. If it is, that's another realm that is irrelevant, unless they're coming to get us next week, but we don't know it and we can't find it out, so they're irrelevant, right? As if somebody's in another realm and going to come interact with us. It's fun to think maybe there is some other realm, but yeah, it's fun to think about, but has no relevance to your happiness and health. Zero. So don't waste your time arguing with somebody about that, all right? Be happy today in a social, economic way that you're positive and happy as you interact with everybody in life, right? So and the fact that we coexist in social, biological habitats. Habitat's an important word. This is a big word because you see, let's jump over to number 3, all right? Everything is made of energy, vibrating, moving around in cause and effect cycles in time and space. Not there, but that's the part you want to add, right? So again, we're trying to understand everything about daily life, everything, and deeply and purely. We don't want anybody to be able to confuse us or to say something that's not true that we're not going to be able to go, oh, be careful, this person's trying to misguide me. They're trying to bamboozle me, in the words of Fox, huh? Bamboozle. Wonder who's the king of bamboozling these days. Anyway, so everything is made of energy, vibrating and moving around in cause and effect cycles. Now, the fact that everything's made of energy and it's vibrating is really cool, but unless you try to understand cause and effect connections that go a long way and start to begin to explain luck, good luck and bad luck, the fact that everything's vibrating is not that relevant in daily life. You could live your whole life without thinking about the fact that things are vibrating, as long as you know to get back to number 2. But let's stay on number 3 for a minute, all right? So, but everything is made of energy and it's vibrating. And the reason it's important is that it explains, as you're going to see in a moment, prayer or contemplation, to think about something a lot, right? And then expecting it to happen, or the faith that it's going to happen, is the most powerful tool available to you and me and everybody else. It is by far the most powerful tool that we have. Prayer and faith, or contemplation and expectation. Expecting. The power of expectation is huge. But you have to make sure you're dealing with truth, right? If you don't look with a perspective and be willing to search for the truth and find out something that is precious to you is wrong, right? You can't prove or disprove the existence of God. Not there. So all you atheists that think you're going to disprove the existence of God, think it through. But you can't prove they exist either. So whatever you believe about God is cool. Rock on. Just pay attention and adapt well and be the best person you can be so you're healthy and happy. Be kind to your kids. Let's improve our world, right? So, but the fact that we're energy and we're vibrating and we're moving around in cause and effect cycles. See, the cause and effect cycles explains the habitats, right? The social habitats outside of us, and they cycle around in cause and effect cycles, right? And that, when you think about inside of yourself, there are habits that we believe and then we act out. That cycle within us, That's why when you pray a lot, you'll believe what you pray. You'll believe it. And when you believe it, hopefully you have accurate knowledge about what's going on outside, right? You actually believe, hopefully you have clear, defined knowledge of the fact that you're a social and biological living organism coexisting in social or economic habitats. But when you believe something, you pray about it, and you expect it to happen, you're going to make it happen if it's possible to happen. The challenge is humanity today, we're primitive. That's why there's so much hate and violence out in the world. We're primitive. We're angry and pissed off at people, right? What's up with that? That's not very smart. You think hate and anger feels good? You think hate and anger is as good as happiness and love? In what day of the week? At what time? Are there any days or times where hate and anger and violence is as good? Now, violence can be fun. Violence can be fun if it's in a competitive arena, right? That's fun. Football, basketball. I love to be a rebounder in basketball and elbow my opponent as I go get the ball. Competition, physical violence is fun. I'm a primitive too. I'm a primitive guy. We know that, right? But hate and anger versus love and kindness and acceptance. And there's so many people that are being bamboozled to hate and anger. I was an angry young man. I'm old. I'm still angry sometimes, but I'm working on it. Right? But so many people, young men and women, I showed a lot of women. I go, I was an angry young man. She said, I was angry too. And I said, okay, you have both genders, right? But anger, hey, boo-boo head Fred, wake up. It's one of the dumbest things you'll ever do in your life. And if you ever become enlightened to understand it, I would love to be that person. You'll realize, stop hating, stop being angry at people. Don't do me no good. Every second I think that thought, it's negative. That's coming up. Okay, that's coming up. I'm on the flow, right? So we got that explaining the social biological living organism coexisting in social habitats. Everything's made of energy vibrating and moving around in cause and effect cycles. And the fact that everything's vibrating shows that the power of prayer and faith is the most powerful thing for us to use to adapt to this. And we'll talk about intuition and prayer and the law of attraction in a moment. First, let's stay focused on this stuff here, right? Now, the second one is huge. All of them are huge, but the second one's in the middle, and it's the core essence of what makes you happy or not, right? And that is that thoughts happening inside your head is what's creating your experience of life. Now, you got to think about that. After you've heard truth 1 and truth 3, think about the fact that, any day of your life, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, it doesn't matter. The thoughts that are going on inside your head are creating your experience. It's creating your reality, right? And so when you think about the fact that your thoughts, and notice the fact that they're happening inside your head. It's a huge thing. They're happening to you, inside you. You're in there and you're experiencing those thoughts. I tell you what, and if you're like me, like most people you meet on the street, if you ever get somebody that's just honest and you have a conversation with them, I'm going to make up a script. I'm a salesman, and scripts are very important. But I'm going to make a script so you can go and talk to somebody and have them share about just being a person, positive and negative thoughts, emotions and stuff like that. Mom and dad are important. Children are important. Family, so important. Uncles and cousins and aunts too. That's just as important. People who we interact with. And when you think about those thoughts, if they're negative and they're going on inside your head, that's not good. That means your life is not good in that moment. So let's move on here. So these 3 truths, I've talked about them a lot. And so, but watch as we look at them now, and we're going to lighten this up here. You ready? We're going to click here. Okay. Now this is a truth that is powerful, and it goes back to when I was saying that as a living organism. Remember that example where you're a living organism, you take in the food, You process it for energy and nutrition, and you expel the remains, right? Well, that's your biological needs. You also have psychological needs where you get it through a social setting of interacting with other people, right? But attending to need is what creates health, nothing else. And attending to desire makes you happy. But look at this, neglecting need is the cause of pain and disease. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else. That's it. Think about that. It's simple. And when if you have a time to think about it and make notes, and think about it clearly. And I'm gonna have those notes on the website pretty soon. But think about it. Try to disprove that. See if you can disprove it. Well, I can be happy when I'm not getting what I want. Well, you can, but that's because you want to restrain yourself from not getting what you want. Huh? Right? Can you ever be healthy? Can you ever be sick and diseased if you've fulfilled all of your biological needs? No, impossible. How? How did the toxins get in your body? That's what disease is, right? Physical disease is from cells inside your body having toxins accumulate in there, which causes the cells to be diseased. What does Western medicine do? Cuts you open and removes that part of your body that has disease in it, right? That's Western medicine. And by the way, we'll give you some drugs, and maybe that'll shrink it too. That's Western medicine. Am I from the West? Oh, shoot, I am. Just kidding. Western medicine is good. Absolutely. But it has its limitations of when it's better, when it just nutrition and exercise is the answer to your disease. If you're not going to die tomorrow, just go home and do a detox and watch yourself start to get better. By the way, that's a test you can do. You can prove it to yourself. You can you can prove it to yourself over and over and over again. And if somebody else tries to tell you something different, you can go, well, maybe that's your situation. But for me, I can get rid of pain by simply doing a detox flush. Well, it happens every time. Done it 3 times now, and maybe the 4th time it's not going to work, but I don't think so, because I understand why. That's what you can understand, right? So attending to need creates health. Attending to desire creates happiness. Neglecting is the opposite. Neglecting is the opposite. Powerful truths. Look at the next one here. Yep, wrong one. Now we're starting to get into ability. Ability is huge. Habit and ability, improving technology. So to improve your life, you have to improve your habits and your abilities. That is the only thing you need to change to improve your life. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else. You change your habits and that will cause your abilities to improve, your life will improve. There is no other way to improve your life. That will cause you to eat differently, exercise, quit hating people, quit getting violent, quitting breaking things because you're angry, because you're pissed off, because you had a bad childhood. Who's been there? I've been there. I lived there for a couple decades, right? So look, see now what we're looking for is simplicity. If it ain't simple, I ain't explaining it well. And if I'm confusing you, I'm sorry. That means I'm not doing my job. But if I'm teaching this stuff and you're going, okay, yeah, it's very simple. I get it. That's what you want. I want to be, okay, I get that. Okay, I get that, right? That's what I want. It super, super simple, right? Listen, a task must be completed to fulfill a need or desire. Something must happen, right? You don't just, well, my need got fulfilled. No, something got to happen. And usually you got to do something or think it or feel it, right? You can't delegate somebody else. If you have a lot of money, you can delegate a lot of things, but eating and exercising, you can't delegate those. Huh? Nope, those aren't delegatable, right? Some things you got to do yourself. You like that? I liked it. All right. So here we go, right? Ability is required to complete a task to fulfill need and desire. So there's 2 simple points there, right? Something must happen, and you must have the ability to make that happen to create health and happiness. Powerful truths. I hope you're liking this. I think I'm teaching you. This is how I understand life. Yeah, I understand life. I understand everything about happiness and life. I can't do surgery on you. No, but I can tell you how to heal yourself. You've heard it a couple times already. Let's go to the third one here. All right. Now we start to get excited. Oh, is this true? Now, I don't got no proof of this. The other ones you can verify, right? You can verify this one too, but it takes work. And if you start verifying it, well, you've bought in, you've drank my lemonade and you've been converted. If you start practicing and relaxing down into alpha and doing your affirmations and visualizations, and then carrying that out into your daily life, relaxing down into a high alpha, a low beta, and then you do your clear mind, you stop mindless chatter, you've been converted. To you improve our world patron. Let's evolve and get smarter and happier and have more fun and be more effective and live together happier and more hugs and competition and improving each other, even if we're different. I love this one here now. The potential of my brain, yours too, mine and yours, far exceeds what we need to live in abundance. See, I ain't been living in abundance for a while because I've been stuck on trying to get this thing done. I got to get my prayer going, right? I'm going to start using the machine, the practice session here soon, today, tonight, tomorrow. I've done a lot of them, but the virtual reality goggles are going to be huge. It's going to be huge. All right. So the potential of your brain far exceeds what you need to live in abundance. Here we go, baby. This is what I'm teaching. This is what I'm selling. We thrive when we nurture our habits and abilities so that we fulfill our needs and desires without effort. In fact, we can't not do it because we programmed ourselves to do it. I got to eat my vegetables because I'm not going to face the consequences of not having enough nutritional elements in my body and cause my body to create those damn chemicals so I can survive. I don't want my body to be wasting time creating chemicals when I can eat food and put the chemical in there that makes my body healthy. You just had a little lesson on biology there. Did you hear it? The human body can create chemicals. I don't have any proof of it, and there might be some that we can't and some that we can, or all of them. I tend to think that we can probably create all of them except maybe a couple. And after a while, your ability to create those chemicals could stop. And if you change your rhythm of your life, if you keep your body in rhythm, your body will get used to creating those chemicals, manufacturing chemicals so that you're healthy and surviving, right? But if you change it up and you have too much toxins in your food or alcohol, I drink my wine at night. I mean, smoke a little weed or cigarette, nicotine high. No? We all trying to sedate the pain, ain't we? Sedate the pain, right? Sedate the pain of life because we've been have our mind untrained and it's meandering about, thinking negative thoughts. And we don't even know for our self-talk's meandering around, saying negative stuff. And our life kind of sucks. We're kind of angry and pissed off at those liberals or those Democrats. We're mad at this person or that person. Right? Oh, but old Chicky, I'm happy. Come on, honey, let's go. Right? Been there. Have you? Have you? So powerful truths right here. Mm-hmm. If you apply these to your daily life, I guarantee you'll see what's happening and it'll be simple. You'll be going, this is happening. I mean, look at it, right? Let's go look at the next one here. Yep. So this is that. I've already taught about this, but now you're going to see it in writing, right? Look at this. Every second a positive thought happens inside your head, your experience of life is positive. Now, logically, try to dispute that. Try to dispute that. Now, I can actually dispute it, but in a weird way because I could go on to a different level. But in the moment, though, I can't dispute it either. If you're thinking a positive thought about something, anything, in that moment you're thinking that thought, your life is positive. Your experience of life is positive. Doesn't mean if you're thinking about something positive, that it's causing you to neglect taking care of a need or a desire over here, and you think about it so much that you neglect it totally, that positive experience is leading to pain. Dysfunctional pleasure versus functional pleasure. And how much time you devote to it can turn a functional positive into a dysfunctional positive, right? Because we're not attending to something else. We have a lot of needs and desires in our life, right? And they happen throughout the day in cycles, right? Cause and effect cycles. We need to eat and drink water, or we won't do well. We have to get up and move around, or our body will atrophy and we'll become weak and we'll have pain in our joints and stuff. Or you get old and you don't eat enough healthy food, you have pain in your joints, as I do. It's called arthritis. Get ready if you're getting older. Unless you're have a better healthy diet than I do, that could be. All right, so and the opposite. Think about this now. Every second that a negative thought happens inside your head, your life is negative in that moment. It's a big one, man. My heart felt sadness because I think of so many people that are stuck here. Yes, and I think Fox News is bamboozling people to hate anything that's not conservative, and they want you to hate something. So the Democrats, who are bad people, are against you. And that's what Fox News is doing. Fox News wants to hurt the world and divide us and make us angry at stuff. And they're lying to us. And if they ain't lying to us, I'm being lied to in MSNBC and CNN because they're telling me lies and Fox is not telling me lies. But it doesn't change the facts, though, that after 6 o'clock, Carlson and Hannity and that other lady, they make you hate. Watch it. Observe what thoughts you think when you listen to them. Observe your thoughts. You should be observing your thoughts all the time, all the time, all the time. Get them trained to be moving in a positive direction that causes you to fulfill your needs and desires. Your life will start to rock if they're not doing it now. A lot of things that hurt are going to stop hurting, right? So let's look at the next one here. So now, and I've already made this point, but you're seeing it in black and white now, right? Your thoughts determine if you attend or neglect your needs and desires. That's a logical one, right? All this stuff is simple. Is any of this complex and doesn't make sense? If it does, email me, please. I'd love to explain it and see if maybe you point out something I don't see. I don't think so. That's pretty simple, right? That's the beauty of it. If it's simple, the great Einstein says, if you can't explain something simply, you don't understand it well enough yet. And yeah, but it also, there's the fact that you could have just not be practiced enough in explaining it. And although you can do it in your head with pictures, you don't have the words to explain it to somebody else, possibly. Anyway, all of us have the opportunity to program our habits of ability to fulfill our need and desires at a higher and higher level. Why not get better and better? At 60, I can't do things that I could do 30, 40 years ago, but mentally, come on now. I can think anything I used to be able to think. When I get my exercise up and I cut back on my processed foods and I eat a healthier diet, more salads, no more chocolate chip cookies, at least once a week, right? And pizza, weekend, pasta and cheese. Don't eat much red meat myself, although I used to love prime rib. Melts in your mouth, right? So habits of ability, we can program ourselves. That's exciting, and you can do it at my website. And if you're excited, go sign up and subscribe. Pay a year in advance. Pay me $10, right? There's more coming. There's more coming. So let's look at the next one here. Look at this. Now this is a big one that I highly recommend that you verify this. I mean, if you've stayed with me this long, I've been talking for a long time, you know, I'm helping you, I believe, and you're interested. But this is a big one. Think about this. Now, think about it. Pause the tape. If you think about this, you are not your thoughts. You are the spirit, whatever you want to call it. You can call it anything, entity, right? Whatever. Inside of your thoughts, experiencing them. It's huge. It's so big when you get that. Now, by the way, I'm inside my thoughts down to the left corner. Now, some people might be able to, I'm kidding. I have no idea where I am in there. I'm just making a joke. But think about that. That's big now. That's big. Right now, anytime, just stop and think, hey, my thoughts are happening. And as you think your thoughts are happening, those are your thoughts, right? Let me think about my thoughts. They're more thoughts, thinking about your thoughts. Am I inside my thoughts? That's your thoughts, thinking about the fact, wondering if you're inside your thoughts. So you think about your thoughts. Well, how can you think about your thoughts if your thoughts are what you're trying to think about? I mean, I think I was just trying to be funny. I had no idea what I said. Oh, never said that before. Okay, here we go. Excuse me. So this is powerful stuff. Yeah. And of course, I've said this, and now you're seeing it in black and white. Your thoughts create your reality. I haven't said these words, and this is big. This is that macro word. This is a macro statement. This sentence is huge. You should memorize all these, in my opinion, and you should apply them to daily life. Free yourself from negativity and start thinking positive, constantly learn to program yourself to take care of your needs and desires. But from a macro perspective, this is a powerful truth. We should teach this to kindergartners. Parents should be teaching this to our children at 2, 3, 4 years old, from 1 year old, or tell them this when they're months old. But you know what? People don't talk this kind of stuff. My mom and dad didn't. My family and brothers don't talk about this. This is truth that ain't well known. This stuff. When you start hearing this stuff all the time on commercials, on television programs, from our government and stuff, we'll be moving in the right direction because people won't be being bamboozled. Remember, half of us are being lied to way too much, and all of us are being lied to some of the time. A little bit's okay, but not too much, right? That's a powerful statement. Chew on it, use it, bring it with you. My thoughts create my reality from perceiving and interpreting me in time and space of my daily life, Sunday through Saturday, over and over again. The cycles of habits. These are the words that will cause you to think effectively about time and space and you in it, right? The last group here, then we're gonna touch on the bottom too. Though the bottom's pretty cool too. So once again, we're staying focused on the central thing, right? Your social biological living organism, coexisting in social habitats, right? Fulfilling your needs and desires, And look, everything's made of energy. Macro view. The whole universe is made of energy, right? Moving around in cause and effect cycles. The most important thing moving around in cause and effect cycles in your life is your thoughts, not in my life. Your thoughts can be thinking whatever the heck they're thinking. As long as you don't come over and attack me because you think I'm bad, your thoughts can be doing whatever I got to care about what my thoughts are thinking, right? Hey, and if you live with somebody, you hope their thoughts are effective for them to take care of themselves. Otherwise, you're going to be living with somebody that's sick. Take care of yourself, and disease goes away. Oh, is that true? No, a lot of doctors teach it. I believe it. Though got no proof because I haven't done any tests, right? Scientific doctors take tests, right? The big bucks are selling you drugs, though. The drugs are good to an extent. They just got too freaking crazy and made up too many drugs. Some of the drugs they make are good and important, but most of them ain't, I think. I don't know. I haven't researched that totally. It's just what I believe. And so whether you, I don't think if you're most people like me, you don't have the resources to verify that. You just have to look at it and decide it, right? So what needs and desires of yours are your habits of thought, neglecting, causing pain? Yo, baby. That's what I call truth. You know, when somebody at a news channel tells you, you know, hate this person or this person's evil or that person's evil, maybe. This right here is truth, undisputable truth. Let's hear somebody on the left or the right tell me that that's not the truth. I dare you. You're going to look foolish if you do. Well, that's that's what that lawyer of the press said. Huh? We're going to look foolish. Well, you did look foolish, dude. So, truth, perspectives to inspire the desire to shine. All right. Let's go on to the next one here. Now, this is important to get, I believe. I hope you're still with me. But, you know, if you're getting tired, pause the tape, go away, come back, right? I go on forever about this stuff. I love this stuff. Plus, it's in the morning, and I've had my coffee, so I'm fresh, right? So check this out. It is interesting. It's interesting. It's important and fun to get better at life. That's a good one to chew on now. Chew on that bad boy for a while, all day long. Think about it. Think about it until it causes you to change and want to get better, right? Oh, I love this next one. You read it? You probably already read it, right? Because it's sitting there, but I'm going to read it. You can't help but try when you see how abundance is possible. And of course, assuming you know that abundance is awesome and super wonderful thing to have in your life, then the opposite is not good and tough to experience, right? Unless you're choosing to love the fact that you're going without. That's a desire being fulfilled by your choice, right? So in a funny sense, then if that were the case, then you're having abundance of you not getting what you want, right? You better breathe. You better breathe, and you better drink some water, or you're going to die pretty soon. Eat some healthy food. We can live on unhealthy food, though, unfortunately. Well, not fortunately, that's not correct. Fortunately, we can live on unhealthy food for a long time, 60, 70, 80, 90 years, even sometimes, just if we get enough balance, right? Bless yourself, your family, and our world by nurturing yourself to be the best person you can be. Yeah, baby? Give it to me now. Come on. It is the number one best thing you can do to improve your health, happiness, and security. Freedom is possible. Usually takes a while to get there. But the journey there is just as good as getting there. If you're fulfilling need and desire every day, because you're getting better and better. You're controlling the mind. Don't let your thoughts meander about mindlessly, causing you to just babble about stuff that's not important, because there's an opportunity for you to clear your mind, think about what's important, and then stay relaxed. See, self-talk is static. It's electricity going on in your head. It's like, and you need some of that buzz, right? But when you stop mindlessly explaining and complaining without a pleasure, and you relax into, I'm here. Hey, yeah, this is where I want to be. Oh, and I got to take care of this. Let's go. See, that's where you want to live. Your whole life be there. That doesn't mean sometimes you'll have some self-talk going on in there, but not so much so that you're neglecting yourself. And the proof of whether or not you're neglecting in yourself, does anything hurt? Is anything negative in your life? Relationship with somebody, your body, your financial situation. It's because your thoughts aren't programmed to take care of stuff all day long. Be clear of mind and happy that you're doing the responsible thing to avoid pain, right? That's what you can do. And you can train yourself by meditating down into alpha state and doing your positive affirmations, all right? Let's move down to the bottom here and take a look at something pretty cool, all right? I should close that Zoom a little bit. Let me see if I can go. All right. Now, I didn't go over here yet. Are you curious? It looks interesting. What's over there? All right, so let's check out the bottom here. The bottom is pretty cool too. So as you start to improve your life, these 6 boxes play a fundamental role in the process of living effectively or changing something so you can live more effectively, right? And top left, physics of time and space. There's your core science. Your number one core science is physics. Physics always is engaged in the process of analyzing time and space. There's never, ever, ever, ever a time where you're going to analyze something and physics aren't a part of it. It always is. Right? If you're doing math, English, biology, psychology, sociology, functionality of a motor, explosion, anything, physics is always there, right? Now, from a human perspective, being a social and biological living organism, biology and psychology. And notice that little phrase there. That's your inner habitats, right? The inner habitats. Social biology. The outer habitats, social economic. So this statement right here, we've distinguished the sciences that we'll be studying and seeing how they connect together in cause and effect cycles. Physics, always at work. Time and space is what we're attempting to understand, right? We're in the process of understanding. We will understand it if you stay with me. This is for sure. Biology and psychology, yo, baby, that's what's going on inside of me, right? And your social economic habitats, right? And there's a cause-effect relationship between the both of them, right? Now, something amazing in writing the patent, I humbly believe there's a ton of stuff amazing, and you'll probably hear me say this is amazing a few times because I believe in the product, right? I believe that I can help people change their life, incredibly so, by using the product, learning how to relax, meditate, and control your mind through practice sessions. And meditative sessions, morning, afternoon, and night, wherever you have a chance in the moment during the day, and then throughout the day in the mantra session. Train the brain to be effective. That's what it's all about. So what's amazing, though, is whether you're improving your biology, or whether you're improving your psychology, or whether you're improving your relationships with people, right? Or whether you're improving your relationships to the economy, it's always going to involve movement, nutrition, or nurture, and rest. Always. That's the cycle. Something starts to move. It interacts with something else, and then it rests. So now we're going to take a slide over. You ready to take a slide? O, E, O, E, O, E, O. O, E, O, E, O, O, O. Check this out. All right. Now, there's a lot of information here. Power and grace of ability, right? The power and grace of ability. You see, humbly I say to thee, I hope I've made up a scientific principle that will be universally accepted by the human race, that there is a quantitative, clear definition of human ability. And it has 2 halves. And within each half, there's 3 aspects. And these 2 halves, with 3 elements within each half, precisely and possibly most effectively, very much effectively, defines and articulates the essence of human ability. Whether that human ability is to think and realize what day of the week it is, or it's to carry out a process of living for 30 years in a career to help people do something or accomplish something, right? It's always going to involve the ability to move, strength, speed, and endurance. Power, first of all, you just have to be able to move. In some instances, to not move, right? You have to be able to move fast or slow. Sometimes slow is better than fast, right? And then you have to keep moving when you may be tired. That's human ability, right? Now, moving around without knowing what's there, that's not going to be effective. So you have to have knowledge of what's in time and space, right? And then you have to have skill to move around during time and space, right? And you have to have the wisdom to choose well. I want you to think about something that definition right there. It's effective. It works. So whenever you're in pain, anything, just think about, okay, what am I not doing? Am I moving? When I need to. If your body hurts, you're probably not moving around enough. There's a one. Or you may not be sleeping enough, right? Movement, nutrition, and rest, right? And then, but maybe there's an instant where you're not making enough money. Well, you don't have knowledge and skill to be valuable enough in the economy to earn more money. The third law of motion kicks in the economy. If you make a great contribution to the world and you keep doing it, you're going to make some money, okay? I promise. It's going to happen because people are going to show up to pay you because you're bringing a great resource or a service or a product to the market. Those are physics. It's going to work every time. You just have to make sure you stay alive and don't have the deadly force knock you out, or don't take care of your diet and get sick and die of some disease. But if you keep making a contribution to the economy, you will make some money. All right. And if you apply this stuff to improve your ability, you're going to get really, really good. All right. So ability defined, and this really helps when we start to look within at analyzing time and space. And that's another page. I'm not getting to that today. At this level of ability, it's not very good. He's terrible. Well, he's okay, but he's not special. Right? Oh, he's really pretty good. This guy's amazing, or gal, right? Scalability. And this applies to everything, whether you're taking care of your home or being a parent. Parent, the most important job on planet Earth. These boxes are huge. From the macro perspective, there's nothing more macro than there's time and space. Cause and effect cycles happen in time and space. And then most importantly, if I could say, how does it affect me, right? Hey, if you don't know how it affects you, you haven't finished thinking that through, right? A lot of people go out and interact with stuff in this world, me included, much more in the past, but less now. We don't think, well, how's that going to affect me, right? And if you're being bamboozled and you don't understand these simple principles of fulfilling need and desire in the social economic habitat, you don't know how to take care of yourself, and that your thoughts are creating negative or positive experiences or hate, so you're stressed and angry at somebody instead of being relaxed and loving the situation and accepting them despite their changes, you're going to be in pain, right? So understanding the cause and effect cycles of daily life, how it affects you, maybe that's a starting point, right? Number one. The next one, there's time and space. I think and move out in it. How does that affect me? Hello. Is there anything more simple than that? How I organize these, I got to put a lot of thought into it. And this last one's big because we're still dealing with time and space, right? So in your habitats, right, where you live, right, home, work, in the city where you go, throughout your week, right, you need it to be order and beauty, right? We'd like it to be pretty. It may not be pretty, but it's got to have order. You got to be able to find your keys. You make sure your clothes are, not being all wrinkled because you're throwing them in your closet without folding them, right? Got to have your food in the refrigerator. Got to have the good stuff. You have the bad stuff. You ain't going to feel good, right? Order. As beautiful as nice, right? And then, is this order of time and space in your life effective to fulfill what? Need and desire. Right? And then, I haven't talked about this yet. There's a lot to teach, a lot to learn, good stuff. I hope to bless you. If you don't appreciate it, well, you missed out. You could have done a great job, did a fantastic job, and you don't stop or even realize, wow, I just did a great job. I'm so dependable. I'm so consistent. I'm so amazing. I did a great day of work, and it's Tuesday. Appreciate the fact you had a good day of work, right? During the day, you can be appreciating that you're having a good day. at home with your family. Appreciate the fact you have a home and you have a family. And hopefully you're being the best you can be to be a mom, a dad, a brother, sister, or whatever, right? Grandparent, maybe living with your younger kids, right? Time and space, cycles of time and space, cycles to acquire grace, knowledge and skill and wisdom, right? You have to perceive, look at the art and fundamental. This is huge. This is cool stuff. Acquire art, accurate, relevant knowledge. Accurate, relevant knowledge, right? It's important. If it's not relevant, who cares? You know, how the solar system goes around the sun, not relevant to most of us. How they make fuel to make our car go, not relevant unless they're polluting the world to make our grandchildren or great-grandchildren, you know, live in a polluted world, and we're not happy about that. If you don't care about that, who cares? Make the fuel, right? Right? So if it's irrelevant, does it impact you? Right? So you can get into all kinds of interesting questions. You know, are you interested in world events instead of just you and your city? You know, that's a fun thing to discuss. That's what we're going to talk about today. Now, fundamental to acquire grace all the time. You have to pay attention. You have to process what you perceive and take in, and then you have to adapt to what you process. To do what? To fulfill need and desire. Right? So fundamental, right? Here's a good one. I love this. You see, I love truth. I was a truth searcher back in the 1970s as a teenager, doubted Christianity, and went off and searched. And I had a philosophy teacher at Hogan High School in Vallejo, class of 76. And Mr. Yamate. My mom doesn't like his name, by the way. Good man, a good man. But see, he taught me Buddhism and the other one, Hinduism, right? And other religions. Is truth found in religion? Some of it is. But does science play a role? Which one precisely defines time and space so that you can do a test and verify that your information is accurate? Of course, science. Both are true. But what's going to help you heal pain, what's going to help you create security to care for your family or yourself is science. Science. Of course, good science is going to teach you the power of prayer and faith. But you, if you don't like believing in God, you just interpret it as contemplation, to program your thoughts to be stable and on purpose and effective throughout the day and weeks and months and years of your life. Right? And then to have faith because you believe and you're centered, you expect things to happen, you go out, you focus on getting better, and your life becomes amazing and you live a life of abundance, right? Truth is in science. Accurate, relevant truth. Cool stuff. Okay. So to acquire truth, you have to be curious. I was that when I was young. I defied what was taught to me by my parents. I didn't accept it. I didn't accept what they taught me. Are you accepting what your parents are teaching you? Is it good to question it? I think it's good to question everything, but you have to perceive and interpret it, and you have to make sure you're perceiving everything relevant. We need science, right? You need physics, psychology, and biology, and social economics. But if you get that truth, you have to be curious to know it's the truth, right? You know, question everything, and hold on to love and God. If that means love to you, hold on to God. Nothing wrong with believing in God. Make sure you adapt well during the day, right? And then, is your curiosity being effective? See, this is like movement. And then nurture or nutrition is effective. And then once again, how does it affect me? Appreciate the fact that you're curious and you're effectively found out about truth. Cycle is a cycle of human ability, right? And then cycles of ability. Macro view. Are you aware of what's in your life? And are you aware of all your options? Is there a better option available to you? Huge. Hello. That's a big one, right? All of this is a big one, though, but that's like a, right? And then go out and create it. Be effective, right? Create what you want. And why do you do that? Appreciate the fact that you did it. Huh? Good stuff. And this is another fundamental version, right? The middle fundamental. Move around effectively to nurture or nutrition yourself, and then rest. Appreciate the fact that you're resting, right? Sleep, good sleep. I'm sleeping good these days, which is good. I didn't always sleep well. And then the care cycle. Now, this is huge. And if you join and you want to learn about how to live in abundance, you're going to use balance, align, and relax 4,000 times a day. Actually, 4,500 times a day during the week and 3,000 on the weekend. Just kidding. I don't know how many times a day. But it's fundamental. We have a body that when we take care of it, it feels good and it has energy to want to go out and live, right? Important, all three of those. Well, I have energy to go out and feel, to live, but my body hurts all the time. Huh? Who wants that? You free yourself from pain by enduring the pain during the strenuous effort of exercise. That's a good one to write down. It'll be on the website soon. But to care for your body, cycle is always the same. Bring your attention to bring balance to your body and align it, right? And then relax. Head over shoulders, over the neck, shoulders slightly back and down, drop, right? Slight lift of the chest to elongate your stomach. Balance your hips. If you're standing, balance the weight in your hips and your knees and your ankles and down to your feet. You want to be able to do that over and over again for the rest of your life. You never want to stop doing that. And you'll create balance and alignment and strength that causes your bones to be aligned properly, which will free yourself from some pain, especially if you move around a lot, because the nerves that are inside your joints won't be being squeezed because they're out of alignment. They're out of balance, right? So the care cycle is huge. You want to do that all day long. Now, with this product, when this product develops, and we have augmented reality goggles, then you'll be able to, you'll just have a little thing going, remind you to relax. Hey, chill out, brother. Hey, be kind. Here's a person. Kindness feels good. Compliment them. Do it real. Make it sound right. Do it genuinely. Compliment it and move on to the next, right? Live a life of abundance. It's possible. And this technology is going to help you do it faster. Now, this is a big one. This is what you'll be doing in the prayer sessions and the programming sessions, the practice sessions to strengthen your ability, creating healthy habits. You will, the emotional generator. And by the way, I learned this from Jose Silva, the great Jose Silva. If you haven't checked him out, you'll learn about him here. We are doing a variation of the Silva method, which is nothing more than basic meditation by doing affirmations while you're in a relaxed state. Because you want to learn how to relax. You want to train your brain to relax and stop talking, right? Mindlessly. So relaxation is key, right? So when you're in a relaxed alpha state, you think about what you want, desire. What do I want? I want healthy, happy. I want love. I want to get rid of hate. I want to get rid of lack. I want to get rid of all this credit card debt, right? I want to get rid of this person, right? Don't do that. Right? Get rid of their presence in your life, right? And then you believe that you can enjoy what you want. Well, if it's cause and effect, if you're using physics to perceive your daily life, right? Moving around in cause and effect cycles and social economic, and you apply this stuff to your daily life, then you know faith. Well, it's just logical. If you practice thinking about what you want enough, you're going to become the person that's going to cause it to happen in your life. Hello. There's very few instances where that won't work, By the way, getting taller after you're 21 doesn't work, I don't think. Unless you're going to break your bones and add in, that's not good. Rather wear high heels than do that, right? But anything you can create in your life, if you can think it and dream it and pray for it and contemplate on it and develop the faith and belief that you can do it, guess what? That belief is well-founded in science, right? But then, if you have pain in your life, if you've been neglecting need and desire, if you've been neglecting need and desire, right? And you have pain, frustration, and anger and hate, and you realize, that it's negative. It would be better if it was different. And you do this. If you imagine yourself wanting something, right? That just the fact that you want it, you're going to feel energy move inside your torso, past your solar plexus, which is next to your tummy, right? And that movement of energy inside your torso is caused by the fact that you're thinking about something that you want, that you really do want, because there's pain and negativity that is present because what you want, you're not getting, right? And then when you believe that you can free yourself from the negativity, you're going to have a larger movement of energy in your chest, past your solar plex, right? Past your tummy. It's going to feel good. It's good for you too. Positive emotion like this, right? But then get ready. Get ready for warp speed, huh? When you expect it to happen, you say, I expect this. Ooh, get ready. The warp drive is going to go on and the energy is going to increase inside your torso, past your solar plex and tummy. And that's when that's when you're going to have imprinted a powerful bit of information, however long you did it, however effectively you articulated it and felt it inside your body, right? You've done that much work to change your life. And when you keep doing it, you bring it out into your daily life, you will create what you desire if what you desire is possible for you. The question is, make sure that you're clear and understand that, unless you're trying to do something physical that requires physical attributes that are not possible for you, you can do it. Period. Every time. You don't have to be tall, dark, and handsome, or curvy and voluptuous. That stuff's nice. Although I think for some women, voluptuous and curvy can be kind of a negative, right? When they're around a bunch of fellas that are totally distracted. That's biological sex drive, biological fact, right? You can train away, but if they haven't trained it, they get distracted by physical beauty, right? Life. Sex is a huge joy and a huge obstacle, cause of pain for a lot of people. Huh? So when you desire it, you believe it, you can expect it, you can do it 99% of the time. Abundance is possible for you, no matter what your circumstance is. There are examples of people that, have amazing lives and they live in a wheelchair, right? And they lost their mobility. That's a bummer. Right? And people that have had a lot of challenging circumstances, and what do? They just pray about it, think about it, contemplate it enough, bring it into their daily life, carefully free themselves from the negative thoughts and beliefs that stop them from simply doing what they need to do to create that in their life. And you can create anything you want in your life most of the time. So that's today's program, long program. I wonder how long I went. I hope I taught you something. Hope you understand. Hope you're inspired. If you like it, please go and sign up. When I get enough customers, I'm going to start hiring talented people to make a bunch of videos to go along with this information I'm sharing with you today, with font and boxes and so forth, from Illustrator, from Adobe Cloud's amazing stuff. So I thank you for listening. If you've listened this long, I believe I've inspired you to practice and hang around and improve yourself, free yourself from negativity and weakness of mind and body, and become the best version of you can possibly be. It's possible for you. I love you. Hope you love me and everybody else back. Love's always better than hate. Complimenting and uplifting somebody is always better than criticizing them, unless they're strong enough to take the criticism. Then that's constructive criticism, right? If they're not strong enough to be criticized and you criticize them, you're reinforcing the negative that you're talking about. That's some of the stuff you'll learn. Interacting with people skills, important stuff, and we'll teach you that. So thank you. God bless you. Even though I don't necessarily believe in God in that way. But in a real sense, love, God, the universe, it's real. Love's a part of it, whether God exists or not. Love's fundamental to living the best life you can be. I love you. Take care. Come back soon.